Well, today I want to talk about fear. And I actually was looking to talk about it a few weeks ago. And I mentioned in one of the episodes that I was going to talk about fear. So here we are talking about fear and how to stop being in fear and, you know, some encouragement about not to be scared to use your voice, not be scared to voice your opinion and things like that, because that's one of the tactics that people use to keep women silent. Of course, you have to protect yourself always in real life, but through the screen, remember that they cannot do much through the screen. I mean, they can do the deep fakes, but you can also call them out. Even though they do it anonymously, they can still be found. Do not forget that they can be found. They cannot hide behind a VPN. They cannot hide behind an anonymous account or an anonymous email, or their IP addresses can be found. Okay, it's a process, but it can happen, and it has happened, and it is possible. But what I want to talk about is stop being scared. Um, so let's just go back a little bit into like how there is a moment in every generation where silence becomes heavier than the truth. Where holding back feels safer, but slowly becomes a cage. And that is right now that moment for this generation happening in this moment in time. It has all become a cage, and women are ready to break out of that cage, right? So, first of all, the fear has got to go. And I'll say this many times: pick up that microphone, write that book, make that post, do the things that you have kept quiet all of these years. And I know you have, every single one of you. Quiet, shrunk, silent, hushed, no more. Not because the world is more dangerous than before. Let's go back to the letting go of fear, and know the world has always been dangerous. That's the point of this sentence here. The world has always been dangerous. Um, so, in online, it you know, I mean, that's not gonna online danger is, it's not gonna change, but also don't be afraid of it. They can't hurt you through a screen, and you always have to protect yourself in real life. I mean, that's any time, not just like over this picking up your mic, writing your book, making your posts, you know, anticipating the pushback, waiting for the trolls, you know, or not waiting for them, but they will appear eventually at some point. For example, a comment, any comment can feel like a threat. So you have to really examine it. Who is it coming from? What do they really mean? If you don't know what it means, just ignore it. Like, not every comment deserves your attention. A stranger's opinion can start to feel like a verdict. So let them talk, let them think, let them be angry on their own. That's their own choice. Don't let them live in your mind. Call them out when they do stupid stuff. Here's the illusion of intimidation. Fear online is often not power, it's performance. The fear, the intimidation that they use It's performance. They're performing for themselves, for other people, for their other dogpilers, for their other, clowns. That's who they're performing for when they dogpile the fear, the intimidation. It's noise. And to them in that moment, it feels like there's no consequence. But there is consequence. You can't call them out. You can't let everybody else know what they're up to, what their tactics are, how they intimidate or try to. It's their opinion with no authority. They're nobodies. Literally not a one, not a thing, nothing more than a parasite. They have no authority. They are, anonymous. They ghost. They post and ghost. They forget what they post. They don't even know. They don't go back. They don't check their reply. They just go around spraying, their garbage everywhere. So no, don't give it a breath of your existence. Don't give it a thought of your mind. Just treat it like it is garbage. So it does have a consequence. You have to document it, right? You have to, like, for example, when I say document it, like take a picture of it, screenshot it, keep it, put it in a folder. There are actually systems that are built to be able to put those documents or those pictures into a slide where you can use it in court if you have to do that and go the legal route. Again, they cannot hide behind a VPN or a anonymous email or an IP address. They just cannot. They think they can. They've gotten away with it for a while, but they've also gotten away with graping. They've gotten away with abusing and exploiting and all of those things. But not anymore. That's what I'm saying. Stop being afraid. Stop being afraid. Pick up that mic. Write that book. Start your own podcast. Voice your opinion. Mix business with opinion. Don't let them split your personality. Don't let them split your thoughts. Don't let them distract your thoughts. Don't let them imprison your thoughts. It's time to break out of the cage. And it starts with your voice. So, let's see. It's basically strangers projecting their own emotions that they would never act on in real life, or that they fantasize about, or that if they would act out in real life, well, they belong in literal prison. So, are they gross and yucky? Yes. Should you be scared of them and afraid? No. These exposure tricks, the constant exposure of like let's call it throwing rocks at you, or things like that. Like they'll throw rocks at you and stuff like that. It's that constant throwing rocks at you is to keep you distracted from doing your work of using your voice. Okay, so don't fall for the distractions. It's really easy to learn them once you realize what they're doing and how to catch it before it elevates into something more annoying. This is what they think. If it's loud, it's important. If it's repeated, it's true. If it's negative, it should go on. That's messed up. Just because it's repeated doesn't mean it's true. Just because it's loud doesn't make it important. It's their prison they want to suck you into. It's their prison they want to suck you into. Their mental prison, their physical prison as well, like in their, I don't know, basements, cages, whatever, wherever they are. So break the silence. Do not stay quiet. Be safe. Stay safe. Always safety one. Silence is not safety. Silence is surrender. Silence is surrendering. Silence, staying quiet is surrendering because of fear or influence or peer pressure or whatever you want to call it. Like the pressure, the social pressure. Silence is surrender. Every time you don't speak because of imagined backlash, you're training yourself to disappear. And that is exactly how fear wins. Do not train yourself to disappear. Do not stay disappeared. Break out of the chains. Not by, so it says, and that is exactly how fear wins. Not by attacking you, but by making you self-edit into nothingness. So you shrink, you know, don't make the post, edit the post to appease other people or to make other people comfortable when you're uncomfortable. So no, it's about you becoming comfortable and letting them be uncomfortable. It's their fault. They choose to be uncomfortable. It is not your job to make them comfortable. It's your job to open your voice. Open, speak your voice. Say what you have needed to say for years. It's the only way you're going to heal. It's the only way you're going to reset your nervous system. You cannot keep all that garbage inside you. It's not healthy. You gotta let it out. You have to. Make them uncomfortable. Make them sweat in fear. Give them the fear of your voice. Flip the table. So today is that interruption. Let's be clear. You're allowed to speak even if people disagree. You're allowed to exist without permission. You're allowed to be seen without agreeance of it. Like just because just because they don't want to see you doesn't mean you don't belong there, because you do belong there. And the less they want to see you, the more you need to show up. Pick up the mic. This is not just a metaphor. It's an action. Pick up the microphone. Start talking. Write the book, build the brand, start the page, make the post, say the sentence. Even if your voice shakes at first, even if you have to yell like I do, it feels good to yell at the device, at the microphone. Don't nobody listen to me anyway. Stop being afraid. Fear is keeping you stuck in prison right now. Courage is not absence of fear. Courage is movement despite of the fear. You will have fear at first. We have been trained to be fearful of everything and everyone. That's what they trained us. I'm telling you, you don't have to live in fear anymore. Protect your real life. That, of course, is priority one. And every time you act anyway, fear loses influence. Every time you speak your opinion, every time you make that public post that nobody wants to hear, but they have to because they have no choice. They're scrolling by. They see it. It's a seed that you put in their brain that You should be spreading your seeds, ma'am, Mrs., lady, woman. You should be spreading your seeds. Men have been spreading their disgusting seeds that nobody ever wanted for centuries. So guess what? Women can spread seeds too. Start today. Mix business with opinion. You're never meant to split yourself in half. You act this way at home, but you act this way in business or at work. Be yourself always at all times. I mean, that takes time and practice and a process, but that should be your ultimate goal, to be your own whole self at all times. Not have to be, well, I'm going to be this person on the mic, but this person at home, but this person at work. No, that's 3 people. No, be you. Always. 100%. They don't like it, then go kick rocks. You already know that. Act on it. Take action today. Pick up the microphone. Mix business with opinion. You were never meant to split yourself in parts. One version for approval, one version for the truth, one version for survival, one version for expression. Nah, you're one person. Speak it. That fragmentation is exhaustion disguised as professionalism. Oh, call out a MF business person doing some shady ass BS in a heartbeat. Will their company want me to work with them ever? No. Do I want to work with them ever? No. So why shouldn't I call out what they're doing? I don't want to work with people like that. Build something where your voice is part of the value. Your perspective is not separate from your business. It's your differentiation. Your perspective is not separate from your business. It is your differentiation. People don't connect to perfection. They connect to what feels relatable to them, emotionally relatable, relatable to a similar experience, or, maybe different things. But it's not perfection. I mean, we already know the influencer industry is fake as what. I mean, who pays attention to influencers anymore? Who? Buy this perfume. Buy this makeup. Come on. Nobody needs makeup. Nobody needs perfume. That's all patriarchy BS. For the pink tax BS. Nah. This is not a man's world anymore. Get over it. Go away, men. Go away. Women don't want you no more. Women have never needed you. And you hate that. And that's what makes you so angry. You got to get over it. Get used to it. We got used to you. You get used to us. Get it? Deconstruct the prison walls. Those walls were never physical. I mean, some of them are physical, which, by the way, please be careful. Like I said, put your real life in safety, number one. But this isn't talking about the physical cages. It's talking about anticipated judgment, imagined criticism, past experience of rejection, cultural pressure to stay agreeable, fear of being misunderstood, but walls made of thoughts can be rebuilt with different thoughts, new thoughts. This is how we deconstruct and rebuild. So rebuild them deliberately, right? My voice is allowed. Disagreement is not danger. Visibility is not exposure to harm. I can be seen and still be safe. My voice matters. You don't wait for permission to rebuild your internal structure, your framework of mind. You decide and you do it. You know women are leaders. Women are leaders, have always been leaders, and men have just stomped all over that, like keeping women small and quiet. because women are more intelligent emotionally. Men have completely disregarded any emotional part of themselves. I don't know if they're possible to have an emotional side. I have no clue. Nor do I care. Not my freaking problem. But women are very in tune in their emotionality. That's what makes them the leaders that should be ruling, making rules and regulations and building an economy and a community and a tribe. Not where they are, for example, the men rule with what? Terror. They rule with fear. They rule with power, control, money. All of those, they're all horrible things that have not worked. So what's the point? Like, women are leaders, but men didn't never want to see that happen. That's why women have been hushed and pushed down and abused and exploited and stepped on. Men are scared that women are going to break into their womanhood. Well, the time is coming, the tide is shifting, and you're just going to have to get used to it, boy, buddy. Man, whatever. Just going to have to learn. Like, are men capable of having emotional, like, conversations? I mean, they're human, so I'm assuming hopefully yes, but I've never seen it. And, you know, denying your emotionality is not a good thing. It's a bad thing. Just because you have emotions doesn't mean you have to learn how to regulate your emotions. You have to learn how to regulate your, thoughts. Regulate your thoughts. Regulate your actions. Regulate your emotions. These are good things. Regulate them. You don't have to act out on every stupid impulse that you think you should be doing. Women have practiced self-control for so long. They don't yell. They don't attack. They don't, like self-defense attack or whatever. They just, for so long, they'll just lay there and get kicked. Literally, physically, lay there and get kicked, punched, stabbed. All of those are horrible things. Rebuild safety and peace. Start today, not someday, not when it feels easier, not when everyone agrees, but today. Today. Start small. Say one honest sentence you've been holding back. Post one idea without over editing into invisibility. Share one opinion without apologizing for it existing. Choose expression over suppression once. And then twice, and then again a third time. And then it's a habitual pattern that you start building once today. You start today with one expression, one opinion, one, without being afraid. Choose expression over suppression. Because peace is not found in silence. Peace is found in self-trust, self-control, self-regulation. That's peace. Self-trust. Women, speak up today. It's not about conflict. It's not about visibility. This is about refusing to shrink just because someone else is uncomfortable with your expansion. You're not here to be universally approved. You're here to be real, to be alive, to make a difference. To think, to speak, to build, to evolve, and to stop outsourcing your voice because of fear. Final reminder. They can type, they can comment, they can disagree, they can misunderstand, but they cannot live your life. They cannot build your future. They cannot replace your voice. Only you can do that. So choose it. Pick up the mic, write the book, mix business with opinion. Do not stay quiet. Do not stay small. Rebuild your internal world starting today. Make sure to check out Severista Coffee and also Tussle Women's Fighting Fitness Gear. Very important. Self-defense is super, super important. Start with that today. Look up some YouTube videos on how to Muay Thai, how to kickbox, how to karate, how to, taekwondo, any of those things of self-defense. Start doing it today. It's good for you. Have a great day. Thank you.